Zack D Films must be stopped. So today we're going to be reacting to Zack D Films.
Some martial masters intentionally hit a metal stick every day for years, trying to make their leg tough and strong. You see, the hit impact causes small fractures in the bone, which heals with additional layers of calcium, making the
Okay,
bones harder, and over time, the leg becomes more
this is
muscular
actually
and
important.
stronger. But when you arrive in London and ask gentlemen for the time, this will certainly not. Some martial
Okay. Okay. That was not Zack D Films. Let's actually go to Zack D Films. That's Zack D Films. Anyways, let's react to his shorts.
If you can't, they gave him the underwear before dressing in his costume at Disney World. And at the end of the
What?
day, he handed them back.
Okay, bro, what is this? Disney with underwear? What?
And the other performers did the same. Now, they were supposed to be washed, but the next day, some of the underwear still smelled bad. And soon, workers started itching, claiming they caught lice and scabies from the dirty clothes. After months of complaints, Disney finally agreed to give workers their own underwear. They gave him
Why the heck did I just see that on Zack D Films? This is what I mean by Zack D Films needs to be stopped, because he needs to be stopped. But that's not.
They stuffed the engine into the fighter jet before adding a propeller to the tip. And as it flew, the tips of the blade rotated faster than the speed of sound, creating loud shock waves each time the blades even moved. And since it was spinning thousands of times every minute, over 100 sonic booms could burst out in a single second. The impact threw off the balance of nearby workers, who started vomiting everywhere. The project was eventually shut down, and one of the world's loudest planes now sits quietly in a museum.
Now, why would you put the engine before the propeller? Like, you need 2 IQ to figure that something's obviously gonna go wrong with the plane. Like, you need at least 1.3. You need at least 0.1 IQ to figure that. Like, even a baby can figure that out. Like, who would put the engine before the propeller? You know the plane's gonna go crazy.
The potato is shoved through the grid, cut
Okay.
into fries, and dropped into a sink filled with water, where a swirling basket moves them around for 3 minutes.
That'll be
Then
good.
they're scooped into a second sink of cold water and moved to a fryer for
Yeah.
around 2 minutes to cook the inside. They're taken out to cool before going back into the fryer, this time to crisp the outside. Then they're pulled out and salted and dropped into the bag before they toss in an extra scoop so it feels like you got more than you paid for. The potato is shoved through the grid.
I don't even get the point of that. Like, that's how everybody make fries. Well, I thought this is not it.
He tried to pull out an ingrown hair, but bacteria slipped inside the tiny wound,
Oh,
and the infection
dang.
started spreading through his body. His organs began shutting.
Bacteria had flew through this wound in his body.
His organs began shutting down as he kept getting sick. Doctors placed him into a coma.
wait, right here.
His organs began shooting, and the infection started spreading on hair. But bacteria slipped inside the tiny wound, and the infection started spreading through his body. His
And it
organs
spread
began
his
shutting
organs
down
shut
as
down.
he kept getting sick. Doctors placed him into a coma, and he was hooked up to life support. His family was told he had about a 4% chance of surviving. He had to
Dang.
spend a month in critical care, all thanks to one ingrown hair. He tried to pull out an
That's why you don't try to pull out your stuff. Wait till it, like, actually falls out. Like, if it dies of age or something. I don't know how to do that, but that's why I don't try to pull that stuff out, because I know stuff's gonna go in it and, like, mess up my stuff, so That's why I don't do that.
If every person on Earth sprinted at full speed in the same direction, would the Earth spin faster? Well, our planet weighs around 13 septillion pounds, and even with nearly 8 billion people running, their combined force would be too tiny to even measure. It would take 18 quintillion people, all running together, to change Earth's spin by just 1 second. But that many people wouldn't even fit on the planet, meaning there wouldn't be any space to run.
Dang.
Person on Earth's
Why would I need to know that?
My name is Ben Canoe.
A finger prick would pull just a few drops of blood that would move through tiny channels where lights and sensors would read it and print results. It was her invention, and she said it would change medicine forever. Now, people believed her, and investors poured in money until she became a billionaire.
Dang, she was a billion about a freaking, I don't even know. She became a billionaire because she
lights and sensors would read it and print results.
She lied about it too. She lied about it, and she still became a billionaire.
Invention, and she said it would change medicine forever. Now, people believed her, and investors poured in money until she became a billionaire.
Dang.
But she had a secret. You see, her team didn't even use the machine. They used normal lab equipment behind the scenes and pretended the result came from her invention. People trusted the fake results. Investors trusted her confidence. But when the truth finally came out, she was charged with fraud and sent to prison.
I mean, I would send her to prison too. Like, copying somebody's invention is crazy.
He climbs into the foam suit and keeps his legs bent like a raptor. Rods are connected to the skull, allowing him to move the dinosaur's head from inside, while the eyes and arms are controlled wirelessly by someone outside the suit. A separate set of legs is used for close-up shots of the large claw moving, and they put those shots together just to make the raptor look real.
Oh, that's what they do in Jurassic Park. Dang, I didn't even know that. I thought it was just like you know how they be like, there just be like a dinosaur that's just moving, nothing in it, like AI. Yeah, I thought it was just like that. Because like I was like, how? Like, do you make the dinosaur move in the movie? But I think it was just AI, but I didn't even know like that's how you do it.
You're looking for a Christ-centered community?
If you took all the ice in Antarctica and packed it into one giant snow cone, how big would it be? Well,
It'd probably be pretty big because Antarctica holds a lot of snow.
Holds so much frozen water that if you spread it around at 3 feet deep, it could wrap around the globe over 50 times. But if all that ice were shaped into a single snow cone, the base would stretch 250 miles across, and the cone would rise almost 400 miles into the air. That's tall enough to punch through the atmosphere, shoot past the edge of space, and rise higher than the International Space Station. If you took all the
like, I didn't even know like you could actually do that.
Massive airbags would burst out from the plane, forming a bubble made from a super strong fabric. The airbags could absorb much of the impact, protecting the passengers inside. But since the airbags would need to be super big, it could add lots of extra weight to the plane, which might create more downward force and cancel out the effects altogether.
Oh. I mean, airbags would be cool. Let's just do his most popular because this is what a lot of people like go to.
When you get stitches, a doctor threads a needle through your wound and pulls it tight to close the skin. As the stitches hold the edges together, the wound becomes inflamed as new cells begin to repair the tissue. Afterwards, connective tissues and collagens start to create skin. Then, blood vessels form to nourish these developing tissues, filling in the area. And over a few weeks, the wound will have healed together and the stitches When you get stitches,
Yeah, I knew that because I had stitches before, and I'm not explaining that.
if you get a splinter, most people just go ahead and pull them out. But sometimes they get lodged so deep into your skin that you can't reach them. If the area gets infected, it will start to swell as pus forms under the skin. This creates pressure around the splinter that can sometimes push
They
it
don't need to know
upwards
that.
towards the skin's surface. And if you're lucky, after a certain period of time, your body could
Wait.
have completely
I
removed
can't hear.
it from your skin.
I can't hear
If
myself.
you get a splinter, most people...
Shut up. I can't hear myself. Okay. We're good. It was just a glitch. We're good. It was a glitch. Now, let's get back to...
Have you ever noticed how odd the McFlurry spoon is? Well, some people think it's supposed to work like a straw, but you only have to try that once to realize it does not work. The
Hold
true
up,
reason
Zack
for
face
these weird
reveal?
spoons is actually... Well, some people
I
think
know
it's
that.
supposed to work like a straw, but you only have to...
Okay.
If you shot a bullet at ancient armor, some people think it could actually stop the impact. But armor like chainmail was designed to block slashing swords, and plate armor was even better at deflecting strikes by spreading the blunt force across more area, lessening its impact. But these materials weren't very good at stopping arrows, which had enough energy to enter the armor, so a bullet would have no trouble going right through.
Dang.
If you shot a bullet, if you somehow removed all of the blood vessels in your body and tied them together, you might think it would be about this long. But the human body has thousands of these tiny vessels that weave in and out of every body part. And with all of them combined, if you started in New York, your blood vessels would make it all the way to the Grand Canyon. It would go on to reach all the way across the Pacific Ocean, over Japan, Asia, and all of Europe. And
How?
not only would it make it all the way back to your starting point, but it would be able to make this trip 2 to 4 times over. If you somehow...
Okay, so that's gonna be enough Zack for today. If you guys enjoyed this,
Zack for today.
yeah, enough Zack. Enough Zack D Films. You need to be stopped for the first 2 shorts I saw. Yeah, but
What happened to Zack? What happened to Zack Close?
I don't know. Anyways, let's just end this video off. Please help me to get to 40 subscribers, and all I can say is subscribe.